I feel good. I'm glad that the high court ruled in our favor today and allowed us to be released from the prison. And it feels good to be with my family.
It was on March 31st when Owen Ray and his friend, who wants to remain anonymous, say they took an Uber back to their hotel, but realised they'd put in the wrong address and opted to cancel the ride.
After we got out of the car, we walked a few blocks away. The Uber driver then drove around. He found us. He then got out of the car and started yelling at us, thinking he hadn't been paid for the Uber, but in fact, he had been paid for the Uber. He then got in our faces and was saying, "I'm going to call 10 guys." We said, "We've done nothing wrong. We've done nothing wrong." He then started an altercation with us.
A spokesperson for the rideshare company tells ABC News the driver reported to Uber that he was assaulted by two riders. Danish authorities detained them both at the airport the next day, declaring them a flight risk.
We were both just very shocked about the fact that we were being arrested over this incident. We had done nothing wrong. We were the victims of an attack.
Ray says they spent the next 2 weeks in a Danish prison.
There were two of us in a pretty small jail cell in bunk beds. We spent 23 hours a day in the cell. We had 1 hour a day of yard time. We were allowed to make one phone call a week.
The college student says their passports have been confiscated, but they haven't been charged. It's now an anxious wait for their families for what comes next.
I'm not entirely sure on what the status is of the case at the moment. The Danish legal system hasn't been entirely clear about what's happening, but for as far as I know at the moment, we're still waiting for either the investigating police to decide not to pursue the case or for a trial date to be set.
For Ray, he's hopeful he can be back home before May.
I'm just going to try and, stay in a positive attitude and hope that they can resolve the case.
Now, these two young men have to report daily to police until their court hearing, which is scheduled for April 24th. They might be out of jail, but this looks like it has a way to go, and they certainly won't be home for Easter.